Welcome back. Now, while there is a gradual closing of the gender gap in terms of labor force participation, this is yet to translate as expected to gender parity in the workplace. Although more women are now engaging in full-time formal work because of increased access to education, women still face a range of obstacles in the workplace which prevent them from realizing their full career potential. But let's look at the performance of women entrepreneurs in Nigeria. And I am being joined by the National Coordinator of the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise Women's Group and the MD of Sophie Foods, Bemi Oduto. Good morning. It's good to have you on the program. And to my far left, the CEO of Naturescape Consulting, Jumoke Kasim. Good morning and welcome to Business Morning.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, then let me begin this conversation with you, Jumoke. What do you make of this year's International Women's Day campaign theme, Each for Equal?
Thank you. The campaign theme for this year is a reinforcement of the year before STEAM, and is meant to further push us and the men folk to do the right thing. We need to get some form of equality, some kind of push to enable us achieve more, because we're still not where we need to be.
Now, talking about achieving more, now let me come to you, Bemi. How do you think we can actually achieve more in this talk for gender equality?
Well, I believe that we can achieve more if you bring more women to the business table, push them to the leadership roles, make them political leaders as well. And I also believe that in bringing the women to the table, like she's saying, for the push, we need to make sure that women are given same opportunities as men, because they have exactly the same potential. You see a young girl that studied engineering, just as the man has studied engineering, and she faces difficulty in getting a good job because of her gender. I think if we have a level playing field, then everybody can showcase their potentials and get to where they're supposed to get to, and we can have some kind of equality when we start that.
But how would you describe what it's been like being a professional entrepreneur in Nigeria? Would you describe it as exciting or frustrating?
That's a very good question, because for me, it's exciting and frustrating at the same time. It's exciting because this era we're in now in Nigeria has given us a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. You know, like you see a lot of innovation in the way we do things, especially when the border was closed. A lot of people did wonderful things that were not expected of Nigerians. You know, it took us out of of our normal way of thinking. Everybody walked outside of their little boxes and the way they look at things. And we find that in the production of things like even the local food that we eat, fruits and everything, people are doing wonderful things. But the infrastructure is a challenge. For you are your own local government yourself. You need to produce water yourself, electricity, the roads to the place. You have so many challenges that you really have to face to make sure that your products get to site. So at the end of the day, it makes the product very expensive. So people would rather import and get a cheaper product than buy from you that you've put in so much effort into the product. That's why I say it's exciting and frustrating at the same time.
All right, let me come back to you on this one, Jumoke. How would you describe the opportunities given to women? Or do you think that there are enough opportunities given to women here in Nigeria, especially in terms of entrepreneurship?
It's a mix of solutions. There are opportunities, but there are obstacles as well. So that makes it difficult to really tap into the opportunities. You hear a lot of funding from the banks, some grants, but the requirements are not easily met by the women. So it makes it difficult for them to really tap into the opportunities. So those are the challenges that are available. So there are opportunities, but too many bottlenecks to tap into them.
Okay, so what are some of these bottlenecks?
Well, to start with, the rates from the banks are really high. The requirement, they ask for collaterals that women entrepreneurs can provide, and there's also it boils down to infrastructure issues as well, because some people who are able to get the funding, by the time they have to deal with providing infrastructure for themselves, what is left is not enough to do what they want to do. So at the end of the day, you don't achieve much.
And
So,
one of the bottlenecks is that, they say for women, to make it easier for you, they've done a collateral registry where you can use your jewelry, you can use your car. There's so much noise about it, but it's not happening. I haven't found someone that has said, oh, I've used this as part of the collateral registry. A lot of things, hype goes on. They say, oh, this is happening here, this is happening here. But in actual sense, it's just noise.
Are you sure that the women are actually going to, take up these opportunities?
We're an association, so we're going. Everybody wants money to do something. Like I told you, now, this season in Nigeria is a time when everybody's trying to do something with what they have. There's a lot of money in the system, so people are really, really trying to, access money, do a lot of side hustle to make sure that they can, get money to do something, to get additional income to support them and their family. So a lot of people are really trying hard to access the money, and it's not happening.
But while they're trying hard to access this money now, how would you assess the performance of women entrepreneurs in Nigeria? You're one of them.
Yes, I'm doing well. I mean, I could say that but it's taking a lot of effort for me to do well. It's taking so much out of me to do well. You have to be very, very persistent for you to do well, because everything is against you. When I say everything is against you, the opportunities are there, but you cannot fully take an advantage of the opportunities because of the challenges you're facing. A lot of women are doing well. They've put in so much effort, but the result from their effort is not showing.
And why is that?
Because, like I said, they have the challenges, they have the challenge of the funding, they have the challenge of infrastructure, they have the challenge of staff. In Nigeria, everybody wants to be rich overnight, so it becomes very difficult for you to have good staff that are really dedicated to your cause. And their vision is not their vision.
But I'm sure that the men will also put up the same argument about doing business in Nigeria. They will complain about infrastructure, they will complain about power. So what is it that is
different?
Yes, what is so
different because we do
women?
Much more than the men. We multitask.
I'm sure the men would argue.
They can't say that, but we take care of the home front, we take care of the men themselves, we take care of everything, and then we now do our businesses. Which makes it very difficult for us. And, that is not taken into consideration at all. We're not even asking them to do that, but give us an environment where we can do both and still excel. I put it to you, like if you have a young girl that has just started work and she has a little child I'm talking about a woman that's between the ages of 25 to 31, just gotten married, has a job, and if she has a baby, it's a challenge for her to do the work and take care of the baby in this environment. We should be looking at ways where women can work from home. If the person is working. If you're working from home, it makes life easier. It doesn't mean that your output will be reduced. We should have different mindsets about working.
But do you think that our own environment permits working from home, for instance?
You can. Why not? Why can't we work from home? As it is now, I work from my home because I found out that it's very difficult for me to work outside of my home.
All right, let me ask you this now. Do you think that women groups like yours, especially at the national level, lay too much emphasis on positions rather than other fundamental gender issues?
Positions? Do we really have the positions? We don't even ask for it. We just want to be who we are and do well, as it is now. So with the programs like today, this International Women's Day, is what is trying to give them a push to ask for the positions. We're just trying to make best of the decision we have on ground. We want to do well. We want to excel. We want to be able to, do business the way men do business. That's what we're in for right now. But we're not getting there because we don't have what it takes. Although some of the problems might be the women's problem, maybe some of them are not structured enough, but we're trying to do that to make sure that women are structured enough to partake of the facilities that are around.
All right, I'm coming back to you, Jumoke. How would you describe government intervention in supporting women?
There are a few, especially with this administration, but like all that we've said, there are those challenges of accessing and the infrastructure problems. By the time you buy fuel, it takes away all the money. No regular power, the roads are bad. So all of this really water down the intervention that are coming through. So that's the current situation.
But
they've done a lot with intervention, because I would say that that's one of the improvements that we've gotten so far. And I believe that if you push harder, we'll get much more than we're getting now. Because you find out that it's, oh, this is for women, everything is for women. Yes, this generation is called generation equality. So they really have to do the intervention. If they don't do the intervention, something's going to give. If we are 128 out of 153, something has to be done. But you see, to make the thing be impactful is what we're really asking for. They've said all sorts of things about the intervention. Let us see the traction on the intervention they want to give.
But if you were to sit, this is with you, Jumoke, if you were to sit with government now and tell them, you know, what they will need to do to improve, you know, the environment for businesses to thrive, especially for women, what advice would you give them?
We need the financing requirement to be more favorable. There is need to change. We can have people work from home. We can be more productive. So if there is a policy that allows women to work from home, you see how much impact and improvement you can get. Because you can choose some days to work from home and you can clock time. And I mean, women will be more productive if some people can work from home. And the infrastructure needs to be dealt with. We need better infrastructure so that we don't take the role of government in providing this infrastructure. It takes the chunk of our profit.
Now, let's talk about rural women now. Coming to you, Beni. Of course, many of them are very enterprising in agriculture, in trading. But do you think that the government is actually doing enough for these women?
Well, for the informal sector, it's difficult because at times they don't take cognizance of them. And they really do the work, and they get peanuts for the work they do. And it's difficult for government to really get down to them. Like I said, they're informal. They are really, really informal. If, you know, like you see when they're talking about taxes, they're trying to get a lot of people to get on board to register businesses, to have a bank account, so that they can track you, get some form of income for the government. But the women themselves are not doing it. They don't see the need to do it. So we need more information out there to help the women to know that they need to do those things for them to partake in the intervention that is going out so that they can, so that they can improve the system. Like I said, between the ages of 25, maybe to 35, if you see a rural woman, she will live in abject poverty as she raises her children. Because there's so much she needs to do in taking care of the woman, the children, and putting food on the table. It's so stressful for the local woman. You know, they do so much for so little.
All right, we'll continue this conversation in just a moment. We have news breaking in that we have to take in now.
This is Channels Television's Breaking News.
Breaking news now is that the Minister of Health, Dr. Sage Hanire, has just confirmed that there are now 2 cases of the coronavirus infection in Nigeria. The minister says the newly confirmed case is a contact of the index case and not an importation into the country. The minister is currently holding a press conference in Benin, the Edo State capital, on the situation. Of course, we'll keep you posted as soon as we get updates coming in. But once again, breaking news is that the Minister of Health, Dr. Sage Hanire, has just confirmed now that there are 2 cases of the coronavirus infection here in Nigeria. The minister says that the newly confirmed case is a contact of the index case and is not an importation into the country. The minister is currently holding a press conference in Benin City, the Edo State capital, on the situation. We'll continue to bring you updates as we get them. So let's continue our conversation now, and I'm coming to you, Jumoke, for this one. Now, there have been numerous gender programs driven by the First Ladies at the federal and state levels. How would you describe the impact of these activities?
Well, there's been several, like you said, but I don't think they get down to the different women groups enough to make adequate impact. I think a lot can be achieved rather than what is being done at the moment.
Again, what would you say about that? Because I saw you giggling there.
Well, it's very difficult because they're trying what they know how to, the way they know how to do it best. But it doesn't go down, like she said. Many people are not affected. They can't feel the impact. And it's difficult to say they haven't done anything because they have tried. But we need to make sure that our tentacles are going to the places they're supposed to go to. You know, when we talk about the local women, if the women are supposed to be in charge of women, then we should know where the shoe pinches. Not to people that are really comfortable, but to go down to the people that are really in need, that need to have the reformation. It's very important because they're really the underdogs. And if the funding is not getting to those people, how do you now measure the impact? It's not there. You don't give to someone that already has. You give to someone that doesn't have anything.
But in all of this now, would you say that we have a masculine corporate culture here in Nigeria?
Yeah, we do. We do have a masculine corporate culture. But I think things are changing and times are changing. Now we have a lot of young women that are really striving for the same positions as men. And I not just because they want to be, but they have what it takes to be there. So we're trying that, though it's not enough, but we can see because we have a lot of women that are CEOs of banks, CEOs of organizations, and they're doing very well. It's starting to improve, but I know we'll do better as it goes on.
All right, now, Jumoke, I'm coming to you on this one. Well, how would you describe the role of husbands in this? Because no matter how much we try to talk about it, they are very critical to achieving this as well.
Well, they need to be more supportive to get the best out of their women because there's no way things can work if the spouse is not supportive. So that's it. They need to champion the support to ensure that their women do well.
How about men who exactly?
For me, I would say that a happy wife is a happy home. If you have a happy wife, then your home is happy. And apart from having a happy wife, the men need to do more than they're doing at the moment. If we are saying we want equality, the men too must believe in our equality for them to be able to support us. Do they really believe in what we're doing? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Because if they do believe in what we're doing, the support will come automatically. Don't you think so? They will just come on board with you and know, oh, if my wife needs to be here, then I have to be here. In America, you have people that they're house husbands. The man is at home and the woman is working. Don't you have them? In Nigeria,
I was just going to say that in this part of the world, I'm sure that many men will disagree with you because the man is perceived to be the head of the home. He's supposed to be the one to put food on the table. So why is he going to give the woman so much of opportunity to, get to the top?
I was telling my colleague, I said to her that when you see a little boy or a woman or a man not doing what's supposed to do, or a woman and say, man up, what does that mean? Have you heard that? They just man up and do this, That is just how bad the bias is. Man up, man up. Why do you say that to someone? So the person has to.
We should say woman up, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to say woman up.
All right, just before we go, Jumoke, let me ask you now. Many still believe that gender equality could still be a barrier to career progression or environment. Now, do you agree with this?
No, it shouldn't be seen like that. And we're not competing with the men. We just want a level playing ground so that we can excel. We want to thrive. We want to be given the opportunities to thrive. We're not competing. When we get that support, we'll be at our maximum capacity. We operate at our maximum capacity, and everybody will be happy. That's it.
Yes, indeed. The happiness is very key.
Yeah,
Thank you
happy
so
wife,
much.
happy home.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for coming on Business Morning, the National Coordinator of the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise Women's Group and the MD of Sophie Foods, Gbemi Oduto. It was nice having you on the program.
Thank you.
Of course, the CEO of Naturescape Consulting, Jumoke Kasim. It's been an interesting conversation and we hope to see you again in the coming days.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.